The digital age has brought about significant shifts in the way personal relationships are documented and preserved. One notable phenomenon is the ease with which memories can be shared and later erased in the virtual space. The case of zEn deleting all photos of Hamdan from her social media accounts provides a poignant example of how digital interactions can reflect complex emotional landscapes and interpersonal dynamics. This essay explores the implications of such actions, considering themes of memory, identity, and the impact of social media on relationships. At the heart of Hadia's decision to delete all photos of Hamdan lies a complex interplay of emotions. Photographs serve as vessels of memory, encapsulating moments in time that can evoke nostalgia, joy, and even pain. When a relationship comes to an end, the act of removing these digital artifacts can signify a deliberate choice to move on. Deletion can be seen as an emotional catharsis, a way to reclaim one's identity and distance oneself from a past that may be fraught with conflicting feelings. For Hadia, removing these pictures could symbolize her desire to sever ties with memories that no longer serve her well-being. Moreover, social media platforms often amplify the significance of such actions. In our current age, the visibility of relationships on online platforms can transform personal connections into public narratives. The act of deleting photos can signal not just a personal shift but one that is observable by peers, friends, and family. This public aspect can intensify the emotional experience for both individuals involved. It may lead to speculation, judgment, or concern from onlookers who reflect on the nature of the relationship based on the preservation or removal of shared images. For Hadia, these social ramifications could add layers of complexity to her decision, as she navigates not only her feelings but also those of her social circle. The deletion of photos is also indicative of the evolving nature of personal identity in the digital age. Identity is increasingly being constructed through curated online representations. Individuals may feel pressured to align their digital narratives with their real-life circumstances. For Hadia, deleting Hamdan's photos could reflect a conscious effort to redefine her identity post-relationship. It suggests a reclamation of autonomy where her online presence aligns more closely with her current state of being rather than lingering on a past association. This aligns with broader trends where individuals are regularly re-evaluating their digital footprints to ensure that they authentically represent who they are at any given moment. Additionally, the act of erasing traces of a relationship raises questions about the value of digital memories and the weight they carry within personal narratives. Each photograph often holds stories that transcend mere visuals. They encapsulate memories, experiences, and emotions that are significant to the individuals involved. By deleting Hamdan's pictures, Hadia may inadvertently be sidelining these shared experiences. However, it is essential to recognize that the decision to eliminate these memories does not equate to erasing the past. Rather, it might indicate a transition phase where she is learning to prioritize her emotional health over the preservation of shared history. This further emphasizes the tension between desire for sentimentality and the need for personal growth. From a psychological perspective, the deletion of shared images can pave the way for healing and closure. In many instances, individuals face the challenge of feeling tethered to a relationship through digital remnants. The choice to delete photos, therefore, can act as an essential step toward emotional resolution, facilitating a process where individuals can let go of attachments that may no longer be healthy or beneficial. Hadia's decision may reflect an understanding. In the quiet town of Eldridge, where the sun dipped low behind the hills and shadows danced on cobblestone streets, emotions often ran deeper than the rivers that snaked through its heart. It was here, in this picturesque setting, that a chance encounter would forever alter the course of two lives. The protagonist of our story, Amir, a reserved young artist, had always found solace in the strokes of his paintbrush, but it was not until he met Hadia that he discovered the true colors of his heart. Amir was an observer of life, often retreating into his world of canvases and colors. He found beauty in the mundane, capturing the essence of Eldridge through his art. Yet, beneath the layers of paint lay a solitude that clung to him like an old, worn-out coat. It was during a local art exhibit that he first encountered Hadia. She stood before one of his paintings, her eyes glistening with an unspoken story. Hadia was a vibrant spirit, a whirlwind of laughter and passion, yet there was a fragility about her that Amir could not ignore. As he approached her, he noticed the way her fingers traced the edges of the canvas, as if trying to unlock the emotions trapped within. They struck up a conversation, and for the first time, Amir felt the walls he had built around himself begin to crumble. Hadia spoke of dreams and aspirations, her words flowing like a river, full of life and hope. However, as days turned into weeks, Amir began to sense an underlying sadness in Hadia. It was subtle at first, a fleeting glance, a quiet sigh, but it grew more pronounced with each encounter. She would often gaze out at the horizon, her expression distant, as if she were searching for something lost. Amir, though captivated by her spirit, felt helpless. He wanted to reach out, to understand the source of her sorrow, but words often escaped him. One rainy afternoon, as the heavens wept and the streets shimmered with reflections of light, Amir found himself wandering through a local park. There, beneath a willow tree, he spotted Hadia, her shoulders shaking silently. As he approached, he could see the tears streaming down her cheeks, glistening like pearls against her skin. It was a moment of vulnerability that pierced Amir's heart. He knelt beside her, unsure of what to say, yet compelled to offer comfort. Hadia, he whispered, his voice barely audible above the rain. What troubles you? She looked at him, her eyes brimming with tears, and for the first time, she shared her story. Hadia spoke of loss, a family member taken too soon, leaving a gaping hole in her heart. Her tears flowed freely, and Amir felt each drop as if it were his own. In that moment, he understood the weight of her sorrow, the kind that could not be painted over or ignored. As he listened, something shifted within Amir. Her tears melted the icy walls he had built around his heart, revealing a warmth he had long forgotten. He reached out, gently taking her hand in his, and in that simple act, a bond formed, a connection forged in shared vulnerability. It was a moment of catharsis, a reminder that pain, though isolating, could also be a bridge to deeper understanding. In the weeks that followed, Amir and Hadia grew closer. They explored the town together, sharing laughter and stories, painting the world with their dreams. Amir began to incorporate Hadia's spirit into his art, each stroke reflecting the resilience he saw in her. And as Hadia healed, so too did Amir, finding solace in the beauty of their friendship. Hadia's tears had melted his heart, but they also ignited a spark within him, a passion for life that transcended the canvas. Together, they learned that vulnerability was not a weakness but a strength, a pathway to connection and understanding. In the end, it was not just Hadia's tears that transformed Amir, it was the realization that love and empathy could breathe